She's not calling, but she's thinking about you every night. Do you ever wonder if silence means something deeper? If the absence of a call could actually hold more meaning than its presence? In a world where everyone is constantly connected, where notifications are never far away, silence can feel uncomfortable. It can make us question ourselves. It can make us feel like we're not enough. It can even lead to self-doubt, anxiety, and impatience. But what if the silence, the waiting, the moments when someone isn't reaching out? What if those moments are actually full of meaning? Today we're going to explore what Stoicism can teach us about those moments, about relationships, about desire, and about how to deal with the silence when she's not calling but you. No, she's thinking about you. Are you ready to find out how Stoicism can turn your thoughts on this subject upside down? Let's dive in. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Silence doesn't have to equal rejection. In fact, it's often our interpretation of silence that causes us distress. When we're waiting for a call, we tend to associate that silence with something negative. But what if we saw that silence differently? According to Stoicism, emotions are not caused by the external world, but by our thoughts about it. When someone doesn't call, it's not the silence itself that hurts. It's our reaction to it. We might think it means we're unimportant. We might feel overlooked. But that's simply our perception. It's not the truth. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you let your thoughts spiral into negativity, that's where your pain will come from. The Stoic approach would be to question these thoughts. Why does her silence make you feel this way? No man is free who is not master of himself. Let's talk about attachment for a moment. It's so easy to get attached to how others treat us, isn't it? To rely on them for validation, love, and comfort. But what happens when that validation doesn't come in the form we expect? The Stoics teach us the importance of self-sufficiency. True freedom comes when we realize that we don't need someone else's actions to determine our worth. If you're waiting for her call and it doesn't come, ask yourself, what does that call represent for me? Is it a source of validation? A need to feel loved or important? The Stoic way is to detach from these external sources of validation. The love, respect, and value you seek must first come from within. In doing this, the absence of a call no longer shakes your sense of self-worth. You become the source of your own peace. Silence is a source of great strength. Lao Tzu in Stoic philosophy, silence is often seen as an opportunity for reflection. It's a moment of stillness where you can turn inward. When you don't get the call you expect, instead of feeling anxious or abandoned, why not embrace the silence? See it as a chance to reflect on your life, to focus on personal growth, or to simply enjoy the peace. Her silence doesn't have to be a source of distress. It could be her way of giving you space. Sometimes silence means respect, respecting your autonomy, giving you the time and freedom to grow. Rather than interpreting it as a lack of care, we can view it as an invitation to explore deeper aspects of ourselves. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus, the Stoics, talk a lot about detachment, not from people, but from specific outcomes. In relationships, it's easy to want something, to expect a call, a text, a gesture of affection. But the more we attach ourselves to a particular outcome, the more we set ourselves up for disappointment. Think about it. When you're waiting for that call, what are you really hoping for? Are you seeking approval, reassurance, or love? While there's nothing wrong with wanting these things, Stoicism encourages us to examine the role they play in our emotional lives. Rather than focusing on getting a call, focus on cultivating your own peace. If you learn to detach from the specific outcome, then the silence will not disturb you as much. This doesn't mean you no longer care about her or the relationship. It simply means that your happiness no longer depends on an external factor. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius can't control whether she calls, but you can control how you respond to the situation. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what's within our control and let go of what's not. It's natural to feel disappointed when someone doesn't reach out. But instead of ruminating on the disappointment, shift your focus to your response. When that call doesn't come, take a deep breath and remind yourself, I have power over how I react. You can choose to spend that time working on your goals, improving your skills, or even spending time with friends and family who value you. The absence of one person's attention doesn't diminish your worth. What you choose to do in that silence is what truly matters. Space and distance are not signs of disinterest. They can be signs of growth. She doesn't call. What does that really mean? It doesn't necessarily mean she's lost interest. In fact, the absence of a call can be a healthy part of the relationship dynamic. It's not about pushing you away. It's about giving space for both individuals to grow independently in relationships. It's easy to lose yourself in the other person. We become attached to their presence, their actions, and their words. But Stoicism teaches us that true growth comes from within, and we should never lose sight of who we are. When you give space to the other person, you also give yourself the opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more independent. The present moment is all we have. Live it fully. Central Stoic practice is to live in the present. Too often we get stuck thinking about the past or worrying about the future. When we're waiting for her call, we might start to imagine all sorts of scenarios in our minds. We create stories about what she's doing, why she's not calling, and how it reflects on us. But the Stoic approach is to focus on the here and now. Ask yourself, what is within my control in this moment? You can focus on your work, your health, your goals, or anything else that adds value to your life. When you stop living in the waiting game, start living in the present moment. Free from the need for constant reassurance. It's not the absence of a call that defines you. It's how you choose to respond to the silence. She's not calling. That doesn't mean she's not thinking about you. It doesn't mean you have to lose yourself in the waiting. Silence can be powerful. It can be an opportunity for growth, reflection, and emotional independence. When you shift your perspective and you adopt a Stoic mindset, the absence of communication no longer has the power to disrupt your peace. Instead, you learn to find peace within yourself, and that, ultimately, is the most powerful way to handle any silence. Remember, in every moment of silence, you have the power to define your peace. This structure integrates key Stoic principles into the narrative and gives a voice over a natural, calm tone for a reflective and insightful approach to the theme of silence in relationships.